Okay, testing. We're here at the tallest building in the world. We'll be starting in a few minutes. Hey there, welcome. So I'm standing outside the 13th tallest building in the world, and we'll go outside shortly and have a look at it. And I'm really excited to take you right up to the top today. We're going to get an amazing view over Hong Kong. Hey Dahlia. So we'll start in a few minutes. Just give everybody a chance to find the stream. Welcome everyone that's just joined. We're looking at the building that we're going to be going to the top of today. Welcome Jay, good to have you. So I'll just quickly tell you about where I've come from. So we actually, I took the train here. We're in a shopping mall called Elements, and the train, if I just turn down here, train station is down there. It's called the West Kowloon train station. So that's where I arrived about half an hour ago, and the mall that's down there is connected to the tallest building in the world. So we're going to walk through the mall and then go through the tallest building in Hong Kong. Yeah, it's really beautiful up here. There's gardens, and I wanted to show off. There's no point in going up to the tallest building in Hong Kong and then not being able to see it. So I thought, why not? Let's start outside. Let's see how big it is. It's so big, I'm not going to even be able to get the whole building in shot. But I'll do like a pan up and down, a tilt, and then we'll be able to see it from top to bottom. But it is massive, really, really big. Welcome to those who have just joined. We're going to be starting very shortly. I'm going to be going outside. Now it is hot in Hong Kong. It's summer, very sweaty, and so I don't want to be outside for too long. And then after we've looked at the building, we're going to be walking down here, and that connects all the way to the ICC, the tallest building in the world, quite easily. So we'll be walking through the mall and going to the ICC. That's the name of the tallest building in the world. Okay, I think we should start. I'm going to go outside and we can begin. Hey Amy, good to see you. We'll be starting. If anybody wants to ask me anything, feel free. Hey, yesterday I made a video about like the first ever Transformers restaurant in Hong Kong, and I went there and filmed there. And I made a short video about that on YouTube, so check that out. That was a lot of fun to do. And let's begin. And we're live. Welcome to the tallest building in Hong Kong. Well, welcome to the tallest building in Hong Kong. This is the ICC. My name, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Matt, and I've been living here in Hong Kong for the last 4 years. And today we're going to be going to the tallest building right here in front of us. There, it's called the ICC, and it is the tallest building in Hong Kong. It's 484 meters, or 1,588 feet. So just a massive, massive, massive building. And as of this year, it's the 13th tallest building in the world. Now I just want to, because we're outside, I just want to tell you what's inside the building. So the top of the building is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, And then at 387 meters, or 1,272 feet, we've got the Sky 100, and that's where we're going to be visiting today. That's the observation deck. But in the Ritz-Carlton, they've got a bar called Ozone, which is, they say, one of the highest bars in the world. Great place to visit when you're here in Hong Kong. And the rest of the block is taken up by offices. So we've got offices all the way, and then the observation deck, and then finally the Ritz-Carlton Hotel at the top. So that is the Sky 100. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Sky 100 entrance. So how I got here is through Kowloon Station. So if you want to come visit, you have to come to Kowloon Station. We're going to take a walk for a few minutes and get to the entrance. Okay, so I saw somebody's just joined, so I just want to give you one last shot of the tallest building in Hong Kong, the 13th tallest building in the world. I'm going to do one more pan up. Here it is. Let's go. The tallest building in Hong Kong. Okay, I hope you were able to get a postcard. So if you want to come to the observation deck, you're going to take the train to Kowloon Station. The train is right here, and I just turn the camera now. It's right down here. That's the train station down there. Then you're going to take the escalator to the Elements Mall. You can see the sign there. And then you're going to walk about 5 minutes through the mall until you reach the Sky 100 office. Then we're going to take a lift to the top. So I'm really excited to take you here, and we're going to get views all over Hong Kong. And it's going to be really helpful. You'll get a real sense of Hong Kong. I'll show you where we're going to be doing tours next month. And after coming away from that, you'll have a feeling of a better sense of where everything is in Hong Kong, and just where everything's placed, and what Hong Kong's all about, and just how insanely built up it is, and how many people there are living in such a small space. So yeah, we're walking through the Elements Mall. Also in this mall is a high-speed rail that takes you in like 30 minutes or more straight to into China, into various cities on in the mainland China. So just a great if you want a great way to get into China really quickly. There are other ways. You can take a ferry, you can take a slower train, like the train that we use to get around Hong Kong. You can take that as well. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to follow the signs. And you see where it says Sky 100 in the sign? Turn right. That's what we're going to do. Turn right and follow the signs. Now, if you want to come to the Sky 100, the entry for it is, I think it's about 300 Hong Kong dollars. And you must do when you're in Hong Kong. It's a nice way to begin your trip in Hong Kong, because it just helps you figure out where everything is. This is one of the upmarket malls here in Hong Kong. And I'm proud to say that there's a South African shop here, which I'll point out. It's actually right next door to the entrance to the observation deck. So those who just joined, we were outside. Now we are making our way to the Sky 100 entrance. That's the name of the observation deck. If you want to ask me anything, feel free. I know I'm using a streaming app, and there's about a 20-second delay. So anything you ask me, I'll only see 20 seconds later, and vice versa. And we're almost here. The entrance to the Kowloon Hotel is also here, right ahead of us. And then we're just going to turn left, and there it is right there, the entrance to the Sky 100. So, very short walk. So I was saying earlier, the top part of the tallest building in the world is a hotel, the Kowloon Hotel. Then you've got the observation deck, the Sky 100, and then the rest is offices and office space. Yeah, Barry, I've been having an issue with the streaming app I have. I still use it, but I can't make it in my scheduled time. So sometimes I start and then I start again 2 minutes later. I'm still figuring that out and running tests, but when I run tests it always works. Okay, this is De Beers, South African company. It's really cool to see it here. So we're here at the entrance to the Sky 100, and we're going to be taking a floor. I'm going to go get our ticket. So we're going to go downstairs. So I've actually bought my tickets online already, but I need to exchange it for a physical ticket. So that's what the ticket looks like right there. I'm going to be getting one right now. Yeah, so yeah, about $200, $198 for an adult ticket, or $128. These are Hong Kong dollars for a ticket. Okay, so I'm going to hand in my ticket, which I've already bought online. Yes.
Okay, and can you show me the ID card?
Yeah. Just bear with me for a second. Yeah, just one. Cool, there's my Hong Kong ID. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, upstairs. Cool. So there we are. Tickets are $198 for children, and seniors and children they're $128. So, and this is what your ticket looks like. So we're going to take the elevator upstairs again, and then we're going to take a lift. And I've taken this lift. I've done this tour a couple of times, and we'll have full signal during the whole lift, so you don't need to worry about losing signal. I'll be there the whole time. So there we are. Nice postcard moment. Hey there. Thank you. So here they've got a display that shows various places in Hong Kong, the islands. This is Tai fishing village. It takes about 3 hours to get there. It's a very isolated village, but really like a nice throwback to old Hong Kong. We'll be doing a tour to one of the fishing villages next month. Look at that sunset. Hong Kong has a lot of amazing hikes. It's a very mountainous region, very green, and best to hike in winter. It gets very, very hot in summer, but as you can see, pretty spectacular. Okay, let's take the elevator. So here's a little rundown of when everything was built. So Hong Kong in 1997 was handed back to from Britain to China, and now it's a special administrative region, and you get to see how it's developed and changed. So this is the sort of the view that we're going to see, except from quite a high height. That building you're looking at right now is the tallest building on Hong Kong Island. Hey.
Take a picture.
Oh, no, thank you. So this special lift is going to take us right to the top. And what's cool about the lift, it's going to show us how high we're going, and the floor we're going to get to. These are special lifts that go to the observation deck.
Don't touch.
Once this tour is finished, I'm going to re-upload it, shorten it, so you don't have the walking in between. We're not even going up yet, and it feels like we're already looking down on Hong Kong. Over here we can see how high we're going. So we're going about 793 meters. So we're about a third of the way there now. Then I can give you
You'll arrive at the 100th floor within 60 seconds, and from a height of 393 meters, we'll take you on a 360-degree voyage across the city and through the extensive multimedia exhibits into the lives and culture of Hong Kong people.
So 39 seconds, 40 seconds. We have 20 seconds until we're there. And we're now at, oh my ears are popping, it's now at 380, we're almost there. There we are, 393 meters. Here we are, Sky 100, the 100th floor of, and that's why it's called the Sky 100. It's on the 100th floor of the ICC. So as we walk in, they've got a beautiful cityscape on the ground. So here we have, this is Hong Kong Island. And this over here is the tallest building on Hong Kong Island, the IFC. And that's the area of Wan Chai. And then if we just turn around, we're going to look at the area of Kowloon now. This is Kowloon, separated by Victoria Harbour. And then here we can see the Sky 100 and the ICC, the building that we're in right now, the tallest building in Hong Kong. So just beautifully, beautifully done. This is the old airport called Kaitak. It's now a cruise terminal. It was actually one of the most dangerous airports in the world. And let's go. Now we've come right at opening time. So we're really lucky because there's not many people here. I can just show you. We've pretty much got most of the space to ourselves. So we're really lucky. So we're here in the ICC, or the International Commerce Center. And this is a 108-story building. We're on the 100th floor. And it sits atop Kowloon Station. And when it was completed in 2010, it was the tallest building. Sorry, I'm just gonna. When it was completed in 2010, it was the tallest building in Hong Kong and the 4th tallest building in the world. Now, 13 years has passed. It's now the 13th tallest building in the world. A lot of other buildings have come up. And now the actual construction started in 2002, and it was completed in 2012. So it took about 10 years to build. Now, I want to tell you a little bit of interesting fact about the Sky 100, and that is that in Hong Kong and in Asia, and especially in China, they've got something called a tetraphobia, and that is they avoid the number 4. So even though the building has 110 stories, or 100, it has a 118th floor, and the reason is that they avoid the number 4. So there's no 4th floor, 14th floor, 24th, 34th, anything where there's a 4, they just skip that number out. And so they call it a 118 story building, but it's actually only 110 stories with those levels skipped out. So we're looking here at Kowloon. This is probably the most densely populated part of Hong Kong. We've got the areas of Mong Kok. That's what we were looking at straight ahead. That's the most densely populated part of Hong Kong. And this area of Kowloon, if we go past the mountains, we go into the new territories, and then past the new territories is mainland China. And I just want to point out a couple of places down here. So here we have, now Hong Kong is a big international port, and so around here and around the corner is where they bring all the container ships, and a lot of things are brought and exported here in Hong Kong. So yeah, you really get to sense how massive Hong Kong is. So this is the area of Kowloon. Then if I just turn, looks like they're cleaning a window today. There's a wire right here. Shall we have a look down there? Oh, I'm getting a little bit vertigo. Wow. Okay, so down here they're doing some construction. You can see that. This is they're creating a arts district, and this is the last part that they're going to develop. So here we have the opera house, Chinese opera, and then I'll show you a little later the rest of the cultural arts district. And then over here we've got Kowloon Park, and for me Kowloon Park is like a mini version of the Central Park in New York. It's like a nice green space in the middle of the concrete jungle. And then if we just, I'm going to do a little bit of zooming in now. So we just, you can see there's a cruise ship in the distance. Now where that cruise ship is, that used to be the Kaitak Airport, the tallest, the one of the 6th most dangerous airport in the world. But it was closed, I think, in 1998, 1999, and the airport has now been moved. We don't have that record as the most dangerous airport anymore. And the current airport is very safe. And that's now been turned into a cruise ship terminal. I'll be doing a tour there in June, so look out for that. Really, really cool place. I've still got a throwback to the airport. Now this area we see right in front, I'm going to zoom. This is Chim Sao Choi, which means sand-tipped mouth. And there are a lot of places. Let's go around the corner and I'll show you what it looks like at night. Here's a night shot of the harbor. That's looking now onto Hong Kong Island. We're going to get this view too, but in the daytime. Let me give you a nice postcard moment there. So here you can see we're at 393 meters, the sky 100th on the 100th floor here, represented by that circle. So this is a view you really get to see from this angle. You can see both Kowloon and Hong Kong Island. It's really, really spectacular. I'm going to move forward. We're going to go and look at Hong Kong Island. I'm going to point out some of the places there. Okay, so let's look at Hong Kong Island. I'm going to point out a couple of places. Let's go. Okay, so here we have the area Chai, and that building over there, can you see it, is the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. Oh, sorry. There it is, the Hong Kong Exhibition and Convention Center. And a lot of it, if you're coming to Hong Kong to do an exhibit, a trade exhibit, that's probably where you're going to be exhibiting. Come here from all over the world to do business, and if they're doing exhibits, they're going to be doing them there. And then TST, there's a lot of tourist attractions there. So straight ahead, we can't really see them as an angle, but I'll show you. This funny looking building over here, that orange building is the Hong Kong Cultural Center. That's where you can go see ballet, and right next door to it, I'm just going to move, just right next door to let me put my finger in. So that building, this building over here, that's the Hong Kong Art Museum. It's free to enter, and they've got contemporary Hong Kong art, and it's always changing. So great place to visit. And then also you can't see it, but there's a promenade that goes for about 1.6 kilometers with beautiful views of Hong Kong Island. So TST, a great place to visit when you're coming to Hong Kong. And then of course there's Hong Kong Island. Now there's a couple of ways to get in Hong Kong Island and Kowloon. So here we're looking at Hong Kong, and here's Kowloon. But perhaps the most scenic way, the Star Ferry. You can see there's a Star Ferry coming in. Let's just a little bit. Yeah. So the ferry is cross between Hong Kong Island and Kowloon every few minutes, and it's a really great way to get from each one. The ferry's been running since 1888. It's one of the first forms of public transport, and it's actually it's world famous, and it's been voted one of the top ferry rides in the world. I just want to zoom out a little bit, give you some of the scale of where we are. Just amazing, amazing space. Now let's talk about the highest point on Hong Kong Island. We can see it from here. I'm going to get a nice close look. There it is. So this is the tallest point on Hong Kong Island. There's an observation deck. Okay, I'm going to zoom into it. That area there is called the Peak, and that's the highest. The Peak is actually a little bit over there where those radio towers are, but people go to visit the Peak to get views of what we're looking at. So we're looking back at them now, and they're looking at us. They're looking over Kowloon, we're looking over Hong Kong Island, and the Peak is also one of the top tourist attractions. They've got the first ever Monopoly museum there. They've got a Madame Tussauds. They've got amazing views, and they've got a special deck there that's about 420 meters, a little bit higher than we are now. And we'll be visiting the Peak next month as well. It's also just a great place to come. And then below us, this is actually an area of reclaimed land. Now you'll see there's some cars coming up and down, and that's actually because there's an underground tunnel connecting Hong Kong Island to Kowloon, and those are the cars that you see coming along. Now there's some curious buildings. Now this looks very but it's actually very functional. This is for the tunnel, and it helps take out all the dirty air from the tunnel, and so that's what that is. And then there are a number of buildings here that have just been built very recently. Here we've got the I'm just trying a little bit here. Over there we've got the Hong Kong Palace Museum. Hong Kong Palace Museum houses objects from over 5,000 years of Chinese history, from the Palace Museum it's the Palace Museum here in Hong Kong. From the Palace Museum in Hong Kong, those are objects taken from the Forbidden City in Beijing. So you don't need to go all the way to Beijing to see some of the objects. You can come and see them here at the Hong Kong Palace Museum. So we were really lucky to be able to have that, and that just opened last year. Then we've got an area called the Free Space, that building with a little red line across it. That's a performance venue. And then one of the most amazing museums in Hong Kong, probably I would say the most amazing museum, is called the M+. That stands for Museum Plus. And the idea of the Museum Plus, it's planning to be like the Museum of Modern Art, like the one in New York, or the Tate in England. It's aiming to be one of those museums, and it really does. It's got cinemas. They do contemporary art from all over the world. They do graphics, films, visual art, all sorts of types of visual art. It's just an amazing, amazing museum. So this is the cultural district that's been developed, and then it's just a beautiful area to walk along as well. Now, I don't know if you've come with me when I was in Hago, but I went to Macau. Macau is actually, you can't see it, but it's down here. It's also a special administrative region of China, and it was on loan to the Portuguese, and they handed it back in 1999. And if you want to visit Macau from Hong Kong, really easy to do. Where these two red buildings are, there's a ferry. It takes about an hour on the ferry, and you can go to Macau and visit this amazing place where you see Chinese and Portuguese culture intermingling. It's really, really amazing space to be. Then we've got some of the outlying islands here in Hong Kong, and I'll tell you a bit more about those as we round the corner. But I just want to just give you again a sense of scale. Oh, Jay says she loves Macau. I think I'll have to go. If you would like me to go back, let me know. I want to go back to Macau, just maybe for one day, film a bunch of live streams there, and there's still so much to experience. So now we're going to have the experience of seeing some of the outlying islands. Hong Kong has over 100 islands, and some of them you can visit. We visited a one called Cheng Chao, and you can actually see Cheng Chao from this vantage point. I'm going to show it to you right now. It's a little bit behind Hong Kong. We're going to zoom into it. So can you see that there's a little island behind the Hong Kong island? That is Cheng Chao, the island that we visited earlier this month. Oh, and I wanted to show you something else. Can you see that red boat there? That's the ferry to Macau, making its way there. It's going to get to Macau in about an hour's time. It's called the Turbo Jet because it's literally going to lift off the water and fly to Macau. It's an amazing, amazing boat. Now also at the Sky 100, you can have a look at what are the other tall buildings in the rest of the world. We're going to have a look at what those are right now. And they've also got a cafe that's run by, oh, we can see the sunset now. It's at 7 o'clock tonight. This is a cafe run by the hotel. And here's a little look at the other tallest buildings in the world. So these are the, let's just qualify this, these are the 10 tallest commercial buildings in the world. So, of course, in the front, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, standing at 585 meters or 1,921 feet. Then, the next tallest building in the world being the Shanghai Tower, that's 583.4 meters or 1,914 feet. So the Shanghai Tower just a couple of meters shorter than the Burj Khalifa. And then we've got the Ping An Finance Center in Shenzhen. That's 562 meters or 1,844 feet. And Shenzhen is right next door to Hong Kong, so close by. And then another really tall building, the CITIC Tower in Beijing, coming in at 515 meters or 1,691 feet. And then in South Korea, the Lotte World Tower, coming in at 497 meters and 1,633 feet. And then the last five, the Guangzhou Tower. Guangzhou is the province, it's in the province just above Hong Kong. That finance center is 495 meters. And then, of course, in Mecca, they've just built the Mecca Royal Clock Tower, which is 492 meters. And then we've got the Shanghai World Finance Center. And here we are at number 9, the International Commerce Center at 468.8 meters or 1,538 feet. That's where we are today at the Sky 100. And all of these places have viewing decks. So if you've been with our Hego guide, our former Hego guide in Dubai, you would have been to the Burj Khalifa. So I just want to give you a photo moment. So that circle representing where we are on our 100th floor of the Sky 100. And now I was talking earlier about how Hong Kong is a major place for exports and imports from across the world, and here you can really get a sense of it. So earlier we saw all the ships down here, but over on this side you can really get a sense of the scale of the import and exports coming from Hong Kong. There's a lot of trade and it all happens here. Let's get a shot of all those boats. Now you really understand why Hong Kong is a export center as well as being a finance center. So many boats. And then we have the island of Lantau, and I'm just going to see if I can, the best way to show you is so it's a little bit misty today at the island of Lantau, but that's where you're going to find, it's actually the biggest island in Hong Kong, and it's also the least inhabited island in Hong Kong. But that's where you're going to find Hong Kong, the new Hong Kong airport, Disneyland, the cable car that we went to, and there are a number of little towns that outlying island towns that people live in on Lantau, where there are boats that go directly from Lantau straight here to the central business district in Hong Kong. So just a great way to, if you want to be away from everything, live on Lantau, and you can take a boat every day directly into the central business district. So a great place to live on Lantau Island. Lantau Island, more than 50% of Lantau Island is country park, and it's the least inhabited island of all the islands in Hong Kong. It's like the least built up of all the islands in Hong Kong, so in terms of the density. So just really cool place. Now they've got here the Cafe 100, and so when you come here you can also come have a drink and come into the cafe. Now we've just come here when it's just opened, so you just have a little quick look. What a amazing way to end the day, is to come here, have a drink, look out this amazing view out of Kowloon. Really epic. Cool, so we're just going to walk around one more to the front of Hong Kong Island, and then I'll leave you. If there's any more postcards you want to get, let me know. But here you can just sense the scale of where we are, just a massive area. There, get a postcard of that. Isn't this an amazing place to be? Wow. There, you can just see at the, I'll zoom in quickly, the IFC, the International Finance Center, the tallest building on Hong Kong Island that we're looking at right now. That's actually got a museum there that no one knows about. It's not very well advertised. It's the Hong Kong Monetary Museum, and it's not advertised anywhere, but it's free to go, and it's also got stunning views overlooking Hong Kong Island and Kowloon. And you'll learn a bit more about the Hong Kong dollar there. Hong Kong dollar is one of the most traded currencies in the world, but it's also a very stable currency, and that's got due to the international, not the international, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. They basically just throw around money to maintain the Hong Kong dollar in a certain range to the US dollar, and that's pretty much the story of the museum in a simplified version of it. So that's the Sky 100. I hope you've enjoyed exploring this amazing viewing deck with me today, and I'll be making a special short about this area for those who missed it. And I'll also be I always, after I finish a tour, I upload a shortened version of the tour, so I'll be uploading that shortly later today. So I'm going to turn around now, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here at the tallest building in Hong Kong, the 13th tallest building in the world. Just an amazing place to be, and I'm so happy to share it with you. And thank you for coming. And if you're new to my channel and would like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if you want to contribute, I've got a buy me a coffee that pays for entrance to places like these. So all of that is really helpful, and looking forward to showing you more. A lot of exciting things happening next month. So thank you so much for joining me. If you want to ask me anything, feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you with a fantastic view overlooking Hong Kong. I just want to show you one thing. There's a robot here. This is Hong Kong, always like the latest thing. So this robot is cleaning the air, cleaning the floor. And hello. Only in Hong Kong where you see all this crazy stuff. So if you do you want to ask me anything? I'm happy to answer it. Is this robot coming for me? No, it's gonna move. Yeah, you can get robot vacuum cleaners here. Little ones that you can buy for your home. So I just want to say thank you, and I hope you carry on exploring and adventuring with all the rest of the guides, our former Hego guides, and just keep on exploring and adventuring, and keep that curiosity going. And thank you for joining me, and see you soon. So from me, Matt in Hong Kong, to you, thank you, and I will see you soon.